there, everyone, and welcome to one of the interviews for the Wild Women Symposium that will be May 29th through 31st, 2015. The Wild Women Symposium is a feminine embodiment workshop weekend where you actually get to have lots of different classes and actually sign up for classes and tailor those classes to your specific needs and interests. In the classes, we sort them into love, life, and light. And if you want to do classes on meditation and spirituality and crystals, as we're going to talk about today with Rachael, then you go into the light category. If you want classes that are in the life category, which is, say, feng shui for your home and how to do things like muscle energy balancing and kinesiology things and aromatherapy, you will pick classes in the life category. And if you're interested in, as a woman, in diving into sexuality, relationships, and intimacy, then you can pick classes in the love category. Of course, you can mix it up. And that's what makes the Wild Women Symposium so amazing, that you actually get to pick the classes that you're interested in and that are important for your growth and your development. What we're doing with the Wild Women Symposium is we're creating a movement, and this movement is going national and international. We've been asked to do the Wild Women Symposium in India as well as in other states of Florida and California. So we are doing an incredible expansion with this, and our journey is about women supporting women. And it's just incredible when you get women all together that we find that women are really informed by other women. We learn by watching other women. We learn by sharing with other women. And so today we're going to have an interview with Rachael Caringella. And she is one of our amazing facilitators for the Wild Women Symposium, and she's going to be teaching classes on crystals. And so, hi Rachael, I'm so happy you're here today.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Very excited.
So tell us about you. I mean, tell us about your work and what you do and how you do it, and I want to hear all about your passion for life.
Okay. My name's Rachael. I am an artist and an illustrator. I have illustrated a few children's books, and I'm working on a few oracle decks based on the moon phases, as well as my own tarot deck, which is a full 78 fully illustrated deck. And it's quite the process, but aside from art and illustrating, tarot and doing intuitive readings is a huge passion of mine. I also, so aside from my art business, I'm a writer. I write on the blog Talk to the Trees, and I do my art under Tree Talker Art. So I've got an affinity for trees and nature, and then I also do tarot readings and intuitive readings online, as well as in person, and that's a huge passion of mine. I love helping guide other women. One of my biggest passions is helping women kind of step out of the society's rules that they have, and so I love doing intuitive readings for them, and seeing what their path is and seeing how they can fully enrich their life. And I also use crystals. I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I use crystals in all of my work. From, I write about crystals when I do readings. I use crystals in my readings as well as in healing. I like to manifest with crystals and charge with crystals, and so there's a lot of times where I will charge paintings or projects with certain crystals and vibrations. And so I really like to bring all of these passions into one, and that's kind of what I do, is under Talk to the Trees is just a big joining together of art, creativity, inspiration, nature, as well as some kind of mysticism with astrology and all of that. So I'm super interested in all things magical, mystical, and wild, and my favorite thing is bringing them all together in one space. So.
I love that. I love that. That's one of the reasons that we wanted you for the Wild Women Symposium, is that I really feel that women love embodiment practices, and we love to sense, smell, taste, touch, feel, experience things.
Yeah.
And it's the nature of the feminine to naturally be drawn to things like trees and air and water and fire and crystals. And it's amazing how sometimes we have to have anchors, and anchors such as crystals have always been very, very important. I mean, in ancient traditions, the Native Americans in South America, you know, the Quechua call them cuyas, which is, you know, sacred stones, and they actually have the name of all the different kinds of qualities of stones. And in America, I know that this is catching on more and more, and it's amazing how sometimes you just need an anchor to ground yourself in. I remember years ago that I was having trouble sleeping, and I had a shaman that actually gave me 2 stones. One was a river rock to put in my left hand, and one was a meteorite to put in my right hand. And he said, just hang on to both of those and you'll go to sleep. And oh my gosh, it was better than sleep medication. I mean, that worked so fast. It was completely crazy. And I'd wake up and I was still hanging on to them like 8 hours later. It was amazing. So, you know, I love that you are doing this class on crystals because it is so important. And so tell us about your class that you're going to be teaching at the symposium.
So I'm going to be teaching kind of a basics, Crystals 101 class, how to connect with them, some of the most traditional uses for crystals, how to kind of align your chakras with them, how to feel what chakra you need, or what crystal you need for which chakra. And then I'm also going to kind of go over how to use them on your altar, how to use them just in a daily life, you know, how to use them for manifesting or charging something, building grids, stuff like that. So we're going to go over kind of some basic stuff as well as how to utilize crystals daily.
That's wonderful. I mean, are people going to be able to, you know, feel crystals in the class? Are you going to have crystals there that you can pass around and sense and touch?
I think so. I'm very excited because the gem fair is on my birthday, so I'm going to go buy lots of crystals for the class on that day. So I don't know exactly what crystals I will have there, but I'd like to have some larger pieces to have people hold throughout the class, feel what that energy feels like, you know, see what that vibration is to them, stuff like that. So yeah, I do plan on having tangible crystals. It's going to be a heavy suitcase that I'm packing.
I completely understand. I remember years ago that I was actually at this rock shop, and it was in Jerome, Arizona. And, you know, I was young. I was in my 20s. I'm 54 now, so it was a long time ago. And I really didn't know anything about crystals and had never had an experience. So I walked into the crystal store just because I'm a girl and it's pretty, right? You know, so everything that's colorful and pretty, girls are drawn to. And I just was drawn over to this quartz crystal ball, you know, and I picked it up and it burned my hand. And I put it down and I thought, okay, that was weird, you know, like, what is that? So I picked it up again and it burned my hand, and I put it down again, and then I started picking up everything around it because I wanted to see if it was just that one, right, which it was. And then I started trying to analyze it in my head, like, it's the light, you know, the sunlight is coming in and it's heating up the crystal, you know, like you try and, you know, logically, linearly try and figure it out, and very clearly there was nothing that was obvious. And so I finally asked the lady that owned the store, and I said, you know, okay, feel this one, and now feel this one, and feel this one. Do you feel anything? And she was like, no. And I said, really? When you pick up this one, you don't feel anything? And she was like, no. And I had to buy that crystal, and back then it was a huge amount of money when I made very little money. And that crystal, that thing just, it talked. I mean, it was alive. And I think that's what's so great about your class is that I hope that women actually get to feel and have an experience or a resonance or a draw to something.
Yeah, and I definitely want them to be able to feel certain crystals and like feel what it is in their body and feel what they are drawn to. So I kind of feel like everyone has I guess it's a healing stone, a personal stone for them. And I feel like I'm personally drawn to amethyst. And you know, growing up, my dad was a goldsmith, and he had the crystal Bible in our house, you know, and I was very curious about what he did, and he didn't really study the metaphysical stuff within the crystal Bible. He used it, you know, for identification purposes, but I loved that thing, and that's kind of what sparked the interest for me. And so my soul stone is the amethyst, and so every time that I'm stressed out, you know, or I need to just ground, I'll go for amethyst, which is not usually, you know, it's not known as like a grounding stone, but for me it is. For me, that helps restore my soul, you know, and I hold that, and so I'd like to help other people discover what their stone is. So, you know, I want to have like a handout seeing what some stones do. You know, I've been kind of writing a little crystal pamphlet for a while, just for my own for my own needs. But you know, it's going to be great to print out and give to people so that they can have an interpretation of what crystals do what, so that they can find what they are called to.
Right. Well, and I love how you're saying that, because I think there are universal meanings for certain crystals, but at the same time, you have a personal experience with a particular stone, and I think that we all vibrate at a certain resonance, and crystals vibrate at a certain resonance, and I think sometimes we lack a frequency or a vibration, and a particular stone completes some sort of circuit inside us that we can't do ourselves.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's pretty interesting. Now, I mean, I know at the last Wild Women Symposium you were also there as a reader for us, and so we actually have women that are going to be familiar with your face because you were so you were doing readings, and so
it's no longer bright purple.
You know, I love the bright purple. It was really So and so now I know that you do work, and so do you have a website and information for people?
Yeah, so I blog, and it kind of like the home page is Talk to the Trees, which is talk and then the number 2, thetrees.com. So that's kind of the hub of everything that I do.
Wonderful.
You can find where I offer tarot readings and astrology, and starting to do natal charts. And I do dream analysis, and then I also do like weekly lunar forecasts, as well as just blogging about life and my adorable dogs and my artwork and stuff like that. So it's kind of everything all at once. Is talktothetrees.com with it too.
Oh, great. Perfect. Now, are you going to be doing readings at this symposium also?
I am, yeah. I had so much fun last time, and I loved it. So, yeah, so I think I teach on, I don't remember which one I teach, which day, but the day that I'm not teaching, I will be doing readings. So, I'm excited.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, so I mean, I really suggest that everybody, you know, why we do these videos is that I think women need to feel another woman and hear her talk and feel her energy and her voice tone. And so I'm hoping that all the women that want to sign up for the Wild Women Symposium are going to have a chance to look at this video. And then you can actually go on our website, which is www.wildwomensymposium.com, and you can actually find Rachael under our instructors for the Spring Symposium, and you can actually click on this link and you can hear the whole interview again. And also on our webpage you will be able to shortly see our class course schedule. And the reason we're doing that is that a lot of the women before didn't want to sign up for the symposium until they actually could see some of the videos by the different facilitators and actually know what day they were teaching. So with the Wild Women Symposium you can actually buy a ticket for 2 days or 1 day, so you can buy a ticket for Saturday, you can buy a ticket for Sunday, you can buy a ticket for the whole weekend. But we also have on Friday is a free evening. So all of those women out there that are not sure if they want to do the Wild Women Symposium, you can come and be with us on Friday night for free. You can get a lay of the land. You can meet the facilitators. You can talk to them. We're going to have a whole bunch of really incredible things that we're going to do on that evening that should, even if you don't come to the symposium, should really inspire you and motivate you forward. And this gives you, everyone that's going to the Wild Women Symposium, a chance to actually try out some new things. What I find and why I wanted to do this was that there are amazing teachers and healers in the state of Utah and in the Salt Lake Valley. And I wanted to give you guys a chance to have exposure and be able to get out there on YouTube. And so people really knew who you were and what you were doing, because I think there are women out there that really want what you do, and men too. But the Wild Women Symposium is specifically for women. So again, you can go to www.wildwomensymposium.com. In a short period of time, you'll be able to actually sign up for the classes ahead of time. You will also be able to sign up for classes on the day of the Wild Women Symposium should you want, and you can change your mind and you can move things around. So stay tuned, and thank you. Rachael, do you want to share any last things with us?
Nope. I'm excited to see you all.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me today, and I'm super excited to have you, and we will see you at the Wild Women Symposium.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.